manifest your epic life with Dr. Aixa Goodrich. Feel better. Function at optimal levels. Get rid of limiting beliefs and start manifesting your epic life. Here's your host, Dr. Aixa Goodrich.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Manifest Your Epic Life. I'm Dr. Aixa Goodrich. My mission is always to educate and empower you to make better health and life choices, get rid of limiting beliefs, and create success and balance in all areas of your life. I'm very excited about our show today. It's going to be on goal setting, and I have a very special guest who actually made a fundamental change in my life and really shifted my mindset, and I'm very excited to introduce him. His name is Dr. Larry Markson. He is a personal empowerment business coach and prosperity coach for the last 36 years. He's devoted his professional life to helping others transform their thoughts, actions, attitudes, behaviors until they're able to experience the fulfillment of their inner dreams and life's goals. He's in his 5th decade of doing this now. He has a something called the cabin experience, where he takes 25 individuals and basically takes them through a personal transformation. He's also spoken to over 8,000 individuals in keynote addresses, and he's a special guest for businesses and organizations. He's also a TV and radio personality, and is the author of the self-help book entitled "Talking to Yourself is Not Crazy." He believes, as well as I believe, that success and happiness come from you, not to you. So welcome, Dr. Larry.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. I'm so excited.
Good. So let's start with goals. How about that?
Okay, let's do it. You ready?
So this was my thought. When you asked me to come on and talk about goals, I felt, oh my God, goals. It's such a boring word, and people turn off immediately until they get to understand it. And so I have replaced the word goals with mind targets, because the human mind works in a certain way. And before we even talk about goals, we should describe to your audience the two differences. So you have the conscious mind, that you think, mathematics, languaging, reason, logic, all of that. Then you have your subconscious mind, which is your dream mind and your creative mind. But we have both of them, so we have to use them. So the object of mind targets, goaling itself, is left brain. It's conscious mind brain. So it says the human mind is indeed target oriented. In other words, just like a GPS system on your phone or in your car. If you know where you are and you set a destination and you did that correctly, then all you have to do is follow the instructions and it'll get you there. So I've been spending my lifetime teaching people how to program their minds just like a GPS system, because that's how it works. So for instance, you can do that anyway. What you can't do is what most people do, is they wish and they dream and they hope and they pray for things and they have reasons and alibis and excuses, and they start and they stop, and that's not acceptable, because if you're listening to this and that described you, you'll see that you never really got to the finish line. The finish line of goaling is the target. So if I goaled, right now I happen to be in a hotel room in New York City and you're down in Florida, but if I set my GPS system and followed it, I'd get to you. So what do we need? We need goals to be written down. They cannot be just in your mind, because you never think of it exactly in the same way, or you won't be in the same mood or frame of mind, or you leave out details. So if you have a goal and it is exactly what you want, the goal should be written down and it should be exactly what you want down to the details. Example, if you said, I'd like to get a new automobile, a new car, and you didn't do anything else, and then you gave it a date, I'd like to do that by December 1st, right, and you went about your business, you could possibly get a new car, but it could be a 20-year-old jalopy with no windows and no engine and no anything. But it's a new car to you. Not good enough. Your goal might be, I would like to get a 2017 Mercedes-Benz, and I want it white, and I want all the accessories on it, radio, Wi-Fi, blah, 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 down to the what kind of tires you want. The more detailed, the better, because more for the mind to digest. Then you need a date certain. What is the date that you want it by? So let's say December 1st, 2017, 18, 19, whatever your date is, and then you must make a list of the action steps you want. This is not just poof the magic dragon that I want a new car and I'm going to say it to myself and it's going to appear. There's some action steps. You may have to save money. You may have to use your present automobile for a down payment. You need to get some information and all the action steps that you're going to take that emotionally, physically, psychologically, and spiritually that aims you toward the accomplishment of that goal. So goals are I think I taught you this too because I've always are in what I call the 6 B's. There are 6 categories of goals, and they're all in, but not B's, P's, like in Peter. I said P's. Okay, so the first thing, and the most important, most critical thing, as you know, is to have a purpose statement. That's the first P, a purpose statement. Most people just exist. They wake up, they go about their business, and they go to sleep. So they're not driven towards something, a bigger mission, as you are televising these things and videoing and using your iTunes and the wonderful name of your organization. It's a purpose. It's a passion for you. So it creates an energy field which the human mind takes as if it's true for you in your wantingness to achieve that. It gives you the energy and the passion and the purpose. So for instance, when I was a chiropractor like you are many, many years ago, I haven't practiced in years, my mission statement, my purpose statement was to help as many chiropractors as possible build the practices of their dreams and live the best lifestyle they can imagine. So in my coaching, I had a reason, and I wouldn't coach anything outside of that purpose. Are you living the practice of your dreams? Is crying helping you? Is moaning? Is complaining? Are you good-natured? Are you generous? Are you forgiving? So it's a purpose statement overall. To that I end the goals. So the first thing, P, is purpose. The second one is personal goals. Now, why do you start with personal? You can say, well, that's selfish, because everything about what you do and who you are is personal to you. It comes from the inside out, the way you think, the emotions you feel, your mothers and your fathers and your teachers and your preachers, the input they gave you, all shaped who you are as a personality. So personality has a lot to do with success. If you walk around always negative, and you know people, and I do, they're always complaining, they're always sad lot, they don't believe they deserve success, they were born on the wrong side of the tracks, success and happiness for other people. With that kind of thinking, no goaling is going to work because it's going to be the deterrent. You're going to have one foot on the gas, you want to achieve something, and one foot on the brake. So the personal goal could be anything. So I have in my goals, I have my golf handicap as a goal. That's one of them. So I say, what do I want? I want to be a 12 handicap. What do I want to do that? By the end of this year, whatever date it is. What am I going to do that? I'm going to take lessons. I'm going to practice. I'm going to watch videos. I'm going to be serious about what I'm playing and to accomplish that 12 handicap goal. And then you could have goals. I have goals about reading. I have goals, believe it or not, this sounds funny and everybody's going to laugh. I have goals for my dog, because we want our dog to continue to be loved and give us the love and remain healthy and happy. So goaling is what you want, and you have to make steps to get it. So there's 4 parts of it. What do you want exactly? When do you want it by? A date certain. The action steps you're going to take to get there. And I add a 4th part is, how does the achievement of that goal benefit? How does it benefit you? How does it make you feel? So we have purpose statement, we have personal goals, we have professional goals. Professional goals is about your business or your career. What do you want to do with your career? How far do you want to go? How far in that, what business you want to open? How much? Then prosperity goals is the 4th one. That's how much money do you want to not only earn per year, but also save, so that you can have a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And the only way you can do that is by saving and not sitting around waiting for the lottery, because that's not, scant chance that it'll happen. And then the 5th goal is people goal. Now, people goals is relationships. So I have people goals for myself and my wife, myself and my children, myself and my grandchildren, friends, business acquaintances. So I have goals for my relationships. I didn't just want to say, well, Aisa is my friend. Well, what kind of friend? How important is she? And how do we add to each other? Why am I always so happy to see you? And because you always have that big smiley face and you're always warm and welcoming. So I'd rather have that. So you're in my goals because this friendship is important to me. And then the last goal would be the P's. So we said purpose, personal, professional, prosperity, and people. And the last one is what everybody wants is their play goals. That's vacations and cars and jewelry and good stuff. All the stuff that we want to get in life. That's play goals. But it's fair to say I want to take a vacation to Paris next year, and we're going to save up the money, and we're going to go on a cruise, and outline it, but write it down. So the goal's important, and I gave you the 4 steps. Here's the most important thing about goaling. Your goals should be read, written, and read again and again and again, even if it may seem boring, because you've got to memorize what they are. You're not going to walk around with a sheet every single day and whip it out and say, okay, I forgot to do this. So if you memorize it, so in the morning, right, I do it 2 ways. Every Sunday night, this has been a habit for many years, I review my goals in detail. Every Sunday night, because I set the standards for the week by reminding myself how to think. So what are my mind targets? What am I aiming for? If you're a chiropractor, you're just aiming to help more sick people get well and have a number and make money, or you really want to get involved in helping people change their lives. So while you're helping them, you're teaching them to set goals and do affirmations and think better thoughts and watch their diet, not diet to lose weight, watch their diet, the intake of the proper foods, nutritional and supplements, and live a healthier, happier mental and physical lifestyle. So that's what I did in practice. I know you do too. So that's not just doing what you're paid to do. You're doing more than you get paid to do, and that's why you're so successful, because eventually you get paid out of proportion to what we do, exactly. Which is great. So do you have any questions for me?
No, so far, I mean, I think our listeners are going to be fascinated with all the information that you're giving. But I love the fact that you review your that's so important. So we can recap that for just a second, to review your goals on a regular basis. So I have mine memorized, and I do the Hour of Power, which you, by the way, taught me many years ago. And I get up early in the morning, review my goals, say my affirmations, do my meditation, exercise, and then I do it again on my way into the office. So rather than listening to the morning news or a radio show that's full of baloney, I actually recite my goals and my affirmations on my way into the office. It's a 15-minute drive. I might as well make good use of it.
I do it too.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not that I'm in business anymore, because I'm a little past that now. I do work, and I have my cabin experience, and I do write, and I do guest speaking, but I don't miss a time that I'm in my car that I even have recorded my affirmation, which we'll talk about in another segment, and my goals. So I hear myself telling me what I want.
Yes. And how important, let's recap that. How important is it to write it down? I always remember you telling me, don't think it, ink it. Write it down. What happens Correct. In the brain? What happens
on the line, off the mind? Because if you write it down, then you're reading it in the exact way. So it says, go to the next red light and turn right, not go to the next red light and determine what happens. Or maybe I'm not thinking and I'll turn left, or I'll go straight ahead. You know exactly what to do. So you write it down, so you repeat it in the same way. It's the same way you learn, 6 times 6 is 36, and 9 times 8 is 72, and 12 times 12 is 144. And then you say to people, what's 12 times 15? They don't know, because they didn't memorize it. So I want to memorize my goals, so even when I'm doing something else, the mind is working toward creating it, but silently. It's in the background, but it's always on.
So if the listeners here are not achieving what they want to achieve, the first thing that they need to do is goal set. They need to stop whining, stop being a Debbie Downer, stop complaining about everything you're not receiving, right? And stop thinking negative thoughts.
Oh yeah, the first thing is to change your attitude and open yourself to the possibilities and potential of achieving whatever it is you want to achieve, that it is possible. If you can do it, and if I can do it, everyone can do it. It only takes your mind. It doesn't take anything else.
Right. And so what has, I mean, you've helped thousands of people. What are some of the most amazing stories you've heard? I mean, I've heard people completely change their life, lose 100 pounds. I have had patients and that have completely transformed their lives. Tell us a little bit more about what goal setting has done for a lot of your clients. I know you've helped millions of people.
I don't even know where to start, but there's the rags to riches, Horatio Alger stories, from poverty to success. thousands of women and men that couldn't find the right mate, right? And I'm lonely and I just have a lot of love to give, but I don't date the right man or woman or whatever the attachment is, and all of a sudden that person showed up. I just had one that a man did not speak to his mother. His mother threw him out of the house when he was 16 years old. He just came to a cabin. He's 52 years old now, and he wrote down on a goal sheet at the cabin that I'm going to fix the relationship with my mother. So he left. This is a successful 52-year-old person that hasn't had a mother in his life, and she's alive and lives in the same town. She just won't speak to him for whatever reason. He got off the plane, wrote it down what he's going to do. I'm going to get off the plane. I'm going to knock on my mother's door, and I'm not going to leave until she's speaking to me again. And he did, and he knocked on the door, and she opened the door and just turned her back and walked away. Whatever the problem was, not necessary to share. And he said, Mom, I'm here to apologize. You're 80-something years old. I'm in my 50s, right? It's time to fix this and forgive and love each other. It's natural for a mother to love her son and for me to love you, and blah, blah, blah. End result. A few days right after the cabin, which is only a couple of months ago, they spent Mother's Day together. They speak now once or two or three times a week. The families have reunited. Those are miracles, all set down by what is it I want to. It took so many years. What would have happened if he decided years ago that he would do whatever it took to fix this relationship?
Yeah.
So I think that's my favorite story that's recently. But you can't even imagine the results, from business to personal lives to successes to, whatever, you name it, and it's happened, but it has to be written down.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I know it completely changed my life, and it was, I don't even know how many years ago, probably 15 years ago, that you came into my life, and it just completely changed my mindset, changed my relationship, by the way, too, with my parents, because I was a little bit rebellious, and I thought I knew everything, as probably most teens did back, right? But yeah, once you change your mindset and you start to look at things a little bit differently and stop feeling sorry for yourself and start to understand what it is that you want. So if you ask somebody, I ask my patients all the time, what is it that you want? What is your goal coming here to see me? And it's like they're caught in headlights. They don't know. Most people don't know when you ask them, what is it that you want? They'll tell you.
That's why they don't have it. They don't know what they want. So any road will get you there if you don't know where you want to go.
Exactly. So it's
the big thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry for interrupting. The big thing is to take away the blocks of goaling. Like you said, the negative thinking, I can't do it, it's not worth it, it's not worth my effort, it'll never be done, I don't know how to do it, tell me what to do, I'm confused, I'm not worthy, all the negative. God doesn't sponsor failure. So if you started right now and said, okay, from now on going forward, I'm going to set my standards. And goals could be started very simple. It could be, okay, I'm going to go to the cleaning store and get the shirt cleaned at 10 o'clock this morning, and then you go at 10 o'clock this morning and go to the cleaner, you deposit your shirt to be cleaned, and you pay and all of that stuff, and then you come out and you go, check, I said I was going to do something and I did it. So that's the key. You tell yourself you're going to, whatever you say you must do. The big problem with most people in success is they judge people, they don't forgive people because they believe that if someone hurt them, why should I forgive them? I was right, they were wrong. But if you don't forgive them, that person owns you, so you lose. You actually lose. So if you're open to all of this and goaling as, how can I be a better person? How can I think greater? How can I help more people? How can I be more fit so I have more energy and all of that? So I'm 76 years old and I have a lot of energy because I decided one day I don't want to be like my father, he was my age, was sitting in a chair all the time.
Right.
So you set that in the goals. One day I decided, I wrote in my goals, and it's in, if I showed it, is I am always energetic. That's in my goal sheet. So I keep telling myself, stop dropping your shoulders and being slow. And so it's energy.
Amazing.
I love it.
Now, let me ask you something, and I know what the answer to this is, but I want the listeners to hear it straight from you. Is there any goal that is too big or unattainable?
No. That's not, because whatever the mind can conceive, it can believe, it can achieve. However, The best way for the average person to do is to chunk it down. If there's a big goal, you do it step by step. It seems too much. In other words, if you don't have money and you say, okay, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire, it sounds too much. But if you don't have any money now and you take it up, okay, by next year I'm going to be at this level, and the next year I'm going to be at the next level. And remember, goals are only pencils and papers or computers. They can be changed. They can be altered, which is so much fun. So you watch yourself grow. And then, in ending, I think it's very important. Whenever I achieve a goal, I take a big red marker, or even on my computer, I change it to red, and I write right across it, victory, success, achieved, whatever kind of word makes you feel like you've accomplished something. So, I went to the cleaner, check, did it, done, finished, successful. Right, whatever it is that because people don't know that they're successful so many times in their lives, they only tend to pay attention to the negative, and they let the negative few overrule the positive many. I go the other way. I said, let me keep writing down what I'm achieving, so I feel like I'm moving forward.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I do that. I make a list of everything I need to get done, and then I start checking them off. And I feel so good because I feel like, wow, my day was productive, and I accomplished everything that I set out to do today. And I feel good about myself, and that's just another way of doing.
And then when it's not achieved, instead of blaming myself for feeling bad, I set a goal, I didn't achieve it. I look at it this way: did I really want it? In fact, if I did want it and say yes, did I give it the right effort? Did I have the right information, or am I haphazardly writing it because it seems okay at that time? Mm-hmm. So I review it. It just runs it's my compass to set me on the path, on the mind target. Beautiful.
Now, Dr. Larry, when is your next cabin experience?
Well, it is end of August. It's called Cabin Bluff in August. It's in Georgia, just over the Jacksonville line, where Jacksonville is. And thankfully it's filled up, so that's the next one. So they can go to www.thecabinexperience.com if they're interested. I didn't even pick another date so far because they always fill. And the reason they fill up is because that's my goal. I've never had one. I started in 2006. I've never had a cabin experience, and like the one you experienced, that's been filled. And I don't even know where they came from. This time I have people from British Columbia, Australia, Iceland. I don't know. They just come because it's here. It's created here.
Exactly. Well, you also provide exceptional ways to improve your lives. So, they'd be dumb not to come to your cabin experience.
Well, thank you. In this day and age, we all need to improve our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in your book, I love your book. Where can they pick up the book?
That's a good question. You can go on Amazon.com, okay, or you can go to Balboa Press.
Okay.
And failing that, go to my website, get my telephone number, and call me, and I'll send you a copy.
There you go. An autograph, right? Autograph copy? Mine's autographed. Yeah. All right. So talking to yourself is not crazy.
Right.
There you go. So go to Amazon.com or give Dr. Larry a call and pick up a book. It's really worth the read. It's easy read, and it just makes so much sense. Thank you, Dr. Larry, for being with us. I look forward to our next segment, which we're going to be discussing.
I really did. This is fun. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. I'll talk soon.
Thanks for listening. This is Manifest Your Epic Life with Dr. Aixa Goodrich.
Need more?
Visit manifestyourepiclife.com for blog posts, previous episodes, podcasts, and more. Now, go have an epic day.